Hello, YouTube friends, enjoyers of the outdoors and of the good times. If you are a fan of small content creators who have no influence, no product sponsors, who buy all their own equipment, give all their own opinions just for your enjoyment, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Be sure you're subscribed. Today, we're going to talk about something a little bit different in our rifle setups for the prepared citizen. Today, we are going to be talking about the beloved, the infamous, the ubiquitous, the Ruger 1022, and its application to the prepared citizen, a application for the prepared citizen, and some upgrades and some other basic concepts. So, in the last video, we talked about a little bit more of a hardcore concept being a GWAT clone rifle. Now, I've noticed a trend on the channel here. I get mixed reviews on some of the more tactical stuff. So it's kind of interesting that the more kind of grassroots, the more army surplus, the more budget, everyday, people friendly stuff tend to be more popular than the more high speed tactical stuff. Just a little observation I noticed. I don't know if that's affordability thing, an accessibility thing, or just people don't like it when people try to look cool on the internet. I don't know. We're just here to have fun and also share some preparedness concepts. So another thing too, in the last video, I made a remark about we weren't necessarily here to give preparedness advice. It was more about gear and antics. That also seemed to rub some people the wrong way, but I don't think there's any reason why we can't do both. Show gear, have fun, learn some things, and be more prepared at the same time. So now that I got my little rant out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get a little caffeinated because I've been moving furniture the entire day and I'm tired. But I still decided to make a little bit of content for you today because I wanted to continue the rifle series. People seem to be enjoying it. And today we are going to be talking about the Ruger 1022. Now this one in particular is empty. We're going to go ahead and point that out. We're going to start doing that in all of our videos, pointing out that our weapons are empty and safe, and all the shooting that you see takes place on a safe range. Okay, we're doing things safe around here for the management, for the powers that be, so I kind of understand that the program here is just for helping people, prepared citizens, for the preservation of life and having fun at the same time. So there's a lot of things you can do with the Ruger 1022 that would be more tactical. I went a different route with this. I went for something that looked more of a classic rifle setup. This looks a little bit different than your average 1022. A lot of people might be used to your standard wood furniture, bare bones, run-of-the-mill 1022. This one doesn't happen to have a band on it. There's some options there for the ones that have bands. This is not the stock configuration. This came with a polymer stock receiver section that had what they called the midnight camo. After a couple of thousand rounds, my cheeks actually wore off the plastic coating on that camo pattern, revealing a black polymer understock, if you will. So I went ahead and decided to upgrade that and swap that out. And what this is a Hogue 1022 upgrade. It's a Hogue buttstock and receiver with the Hogue material. Now there's some pros and cons to the Hogue grips. They're mostly known for their hand grips, of course. They came on my Ruger GP100 revolvers. Uh, the advantages to Hogue grips are the grippiness. The disadvantage to the Hogue grips are the grippiness. Now, what I've found through time is that the Hogue grips can get snagged on clothing, and if you're a long-haired dude like me or a girl that happens to have long hair, it also gets snagged really grippy on the hair, I've noticed through time. So probably not a huge deal for a lot of dudes out there, but I mean, for us, crazy hippies, it is a little bit of a big deal. So Hogue grip, I like it otherwise. I actually have a shotgun Hogue grip on a Mossberg that matches this, so we got a little bit of a standardization type thing there. Another thing that could be considered an upgrade would be the 25 round magazine. Of course, the standard capacity for 1022s is the 10 round rotary magazine. This is the stick 25 round. It's kind of a single stack type of a deal, rendering this higher capacity. This is a Timney Calvin Elite drop-in trigger. It is considered a high-performance trigger, and this is part of the things that makes this more of a precision rifle, is that Timney trigger. I guess I should take the safety off. Do you hear that? It's a very, very light, precise trigger, about a 1.5 pound pull. Third time's the charm on that Timney Calvin Elite trigger. I've actually had to send this back to Timney twice. This is my third one. So I've had problems with it sticking, with it binoing. Kind of a lot of money to pay for a trigger you have to send back over and over again. But other than that, I like the trigger when it's functioning. This one in particular has a Hawk rimfire scope on it. That's a new addition. We did have a like a Vortex crossfire on it. We swapped that out for the Hawk rimfire, being that I repurposed that other scope for another application. And this is the Mask HD silencer. Mask HD silencer. So it's kind of a well, let's go ahead and finish it up by talking about the Sling. Cotton GI style sling meant for the Garand or the M16 style rifle. I use these for marksmanship. I have taken this particular rifle to a known distance sniper training course, if you will. I've done a lot of long distance with it in the prone training classes, as well as a couple other marksmanship classes. And I use the sling for marksmanship. So when I'm in the prone, I actually strap it around my arm. And then when I'm standing or kneeling, I usually do what's considered the hasty sling. The hasty sling. So what makes this unique? Well, apart from the fact that I probably have around 7,000 rounds through this and have mostly used this to do marksmanship training to increase my marksmanship through the years, I found this to be a highly accurate rifle for a rimfire. So it's got a upgraded charging handle there from Volkwartsen. I can never say that right. Volkwartsen. And the Timney drop-in trigger has this upgraded magazine release, which helps quite a lot. Especially these 25 round banana magazines can be quite the pain in the butt to take in and out. So, but the Ruger 1022, again, you could do a lot of different things with it. I could have tacticaled it up a lot more. I could have got a takedown, could have got a mag pole stock receiver with storage capabilities inside of it. Lots of different options for the 1022. The 1022 is probably one of the most popular rifles of all time. Apart from the AR-15 and the AK, definitely for Ruger, as far as their rimfire option, is probably their most popular rifle in general. So it does have crossbolt safety on the Ruger 1022, and I've taken lots of squirrels with this gun. It's a highly accurate gun. I can count on it as far as accurate as I can be. I can count on the bullet to go where I send it. So just something a little bit different, a little less tactical, a little bit maybe appropriate for homesteading, I guess small game if you're into that. There's really not a lot of small game that I'm particularly interested in eating, maybe other than quail. But it's a really, really nice shooting platform, the Ruger 1022. Apart from a good AR, or I guess AK intermediate cartridge rifle, think a good rimfire auto, something that's reliable, like a Ruger 1022, something that you could silence, maybe put on a bipod, you know, the capability of a rimfire. Of course, you don't have a lot of range with a rimfire, but I also don't like to discount the 22. The 22 long rifle is a pretty capable round for sniping. You've seen that movie Assassins with Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas. The most popular assassin pistol in that movie was actually a Ruger Mark II, I believe it was. So don't discount the good old Ruger 1022 or the 22 long rifle or rimfire in general. I think the Israeli military is also known for doing some super squirrel stuff with that. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section. We'll make this a good even 10-minute video, and we'll see you on the next one.